All right, so today we're going to be installing some LEDs on the high beams of this 2021 Honda Passport. On this vehicle, the low beams are already LEDs. Just the high beams are still halogen bulbs, and I'm looking to get a little bit more light output. And so the LEDs that we're going to be installing today are from FORENNER. I've had great experience with these, so which is the reason why I decided to pick up another set of these. So these are 9005, and typically this bulb is used for the high beam. Very common, especially like on the GM trucks too, and probably other Honda vehicles. So as mentioned, I have previous experience with this, and I'm very happy with these in my 2006 Chevy Avalanche. In that particular vehicle, I actually have these LEDs on the high beams, low beams, and fogs, and going through the installation on the Honda Passport. But depending on your vehicle, it might be a little bit more difficult. It might require some trimming in some cases. Like in the Avalanche, I had to do some trimming. But in this vehicle, I think I just need to take off a couple panels and then access the high beam and then pop it in. So during the process, I'll show you the LEDs high beams on compared to the halogen high beam on. And then once both bulbs are installed at night, I will do a nighttime drive and then give you the before and after. And to wrap up the video, I'll kind of comment and give my final thoughts on this. Go ahead and open up the package. Let's see. All right, so this is what we get. And this is how that bulb looks like. Again, should be a 9005 bulb. Yep. Okay, and there is the halogen bulb that we're going to be replacing. One thing I will say, when installing LEDs, I always try to make sure that the LED bulb is actually placed in this position where this part is actually vertical. That is how I will try to place the light, and that's exactly what I did on my pickup truck. Turn on the high beams right now with the halogen bulbs. Let's see how that looks like. Let's go ahead and remove the old halogen bulbs on the high beam side. Okay, so for this particular vehicle, I did have to move the windshield wiper reservoir. It was pretty simple, just pull up on it, and now I have access to the high beam on the passenger side. Then for the driver's side, I did have to remove the tubing that goes to the air intake box. And now I have access to the driver's side high beam. Okay, let's go ahead and pull out the passenger side bulb. Passenger side bulb is out. There is a tab that's holding the bulb in. You can literally just push down on the tab and then pull up on the bulb. All right, let's go ahead and get this one in. So the bulb is in, and if we look closely in there, as previously mentioned, I got the bulb to align just like how I wanted it to sit in there in that position. All right, and then let me just connect everything back. Now, before I put the reservoir back in to place, let's test to make sure that the high beam bulb turns on. Okay, it turned on, so we're good. Just as an FYI, if you go and turn on your high beams and the bulb does not turn on, just simply disconnect the connector or the plug, turn it 180 degrees and then plug it back in. All right, here's another clip of the LED high beam on the passenger side and the regular halogen bulb on the right side. I'm gonna go ahead and install the LED on the driver's side, and then we'll take a look with both of the high beams on. All right, that bulb is installed on the driver's side high beam, and I'm gonna do one quick last test. I have not put back the windshield wiper reservoir and the tubing here. I wanna make sure that the lights turn on before I start putting that back on. Correction, this is the coolant reservoir, not the windshield wiper reservoir. All right, those look pretty good, and they seem to match pretty well with the LED low beam compared to the stock halogen bulbs. Now jump into some nighttime driving. All right, so this is just low beams on, no high beams, with the fogs on too. All right, and let me switch on to the high beams. regarding color, I think these match perfectly with the low beam too. So no more yellow that you'll typically get with those halogen bulbs. Alright guys, so doing some nighttime driving. So here is the light output with just the low beams on the 2021 Honda Passport. This is LEDs, low beams just on, and this is the light output with the high beams. All I can say is these are extremely bright. And this is low beams with the high beams on. So right now I'm facing a building. So this is low beams, high beams. At the end of this parking lot are some trees over there in the back. Okay, so this is the light output with just the low beams. And here's with those FORENNER LEDs. Low beam, high beam. All right, so my final thoughts, I highly recommend these bulbs. Again, this brand, I have them in my truck and I've been very pleased with them. I live far away from the city, so there are some back roads that I have to take. I can turn on the high beams and I have no problem seeing on these back roads. So if you guys have any questions at all, leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.